I greet you in Jesus' precious name. It is Wednesday morning, the 10th of January, 2024, and this is your friend Angus Buchan with a thought for the day. We start off in the book of Isaiah chapter 28, and I'm reading verse 29. This also comes from the Lord of hosts, who is wonderful in counsel and excellent in guidance. The greatest counselor that you and I will ever find is the Lord Jesus Christ. And the greatest guide to lead us through the wilderness that we are living in the moment is none other than the Lord Jesus Christ. There is no better guide in the bush than a local who lives in that area. There are no better counselors in the world than the graybeards, the men and women who have walked the road for many, many years. When I was a young man and I started farming with seed maize, I had very limited machinery. I had a little 2-row planter. I could only plant 2 rows of maize at a time. Today, I see these machines are amazing, up to 20 rows at a time. These men will plant 50, 100 hectares of maize in one day. It would take me literally 3 weeks and longer. And this one year, the rain just wasn't coming, and the time was passing by. And I felt that my counselor was telling me to hitch up that machine and start planting in the dust. Now, any farmer listening to this will tell you that that could be suicide, because what happens is there's enough moisture in the soil to germinate the seed, but not enough to get it out of the ground, and it dies and rots in the ground. But I really felt strongly that I had to get started, otherwise I'd never get the crop in. And I started planting in the dust. I think my neighbors were looking over the fence and saying he's lost his marbles completely this time. But I carried on. I felt that the Lord was guiding me. I planted, and it was so dusty that the drivers had to ask for goggles because they couldn't see where they were going. But I kept on planting. I got in more than half of the crop, and then eventually the rain came. But when it came with a vengeance. It did not stop. It rained night and day for weeks. But I had got my crop in time. And as a result, we had a beautiful crop that year. Your counselor is the Lord Jesus Christ. If you read in this very chapter of Isaiah, just a little bit before, he will tell you the plowman doesn't plow all day long, and there are certain crops that you plant in a certain way, and there are certain ways of reaping those crops. Listen to Jesus. He will tell you what to do, when to do it, and when not to do it. God bless you and have a lovely day. Goodbye.